What's going on, YouTube gang? It's Mel DFS coming to you live and direct, here to give you my favorite plays and also a line of 2-game main slate for NBA. Let's jump right into it. Hope everybody's having a great day. Feel free to like the video, please subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon to always stay notified for the videos. Alright, let's go to the first game. We have Toronto versus Washington. We have the news that Boucher, Siakam, Watanabe, and then OG Anunoby is out, especially on that back-to-back. The Washington side is still going to be Bryant, Hachimura, Winston. Looking to the second game, we do have the Warriors versus Lakers. Warriors, Wiggins is a game time decision. Kuminga, Klay Thompson, Wiseman, and then we have the news that Steph Curry is out. Lakers side, LeBron looks like he's going to suit up today. Also, AD, Ariza, THT, and Monk, and none are out. So, got some value plays to look at on the Lakers side. So let's jump into it. First, play at point guard. We could look at a saving spot with Rajon Rondo at 4,300. Last game when he played against the Warriors, he had 18 minutes, but 24.3 fantasy points with no Monk, none, and THT. Something to consider here for Rondo at this play at 4,300. Another spot y'all consider, Jordan Poole. Last time he played the Lakers, he had 41.3 fantasy points, 28 points, 25 minutes in that game. He had 24.3 fantasy points against Denver, 17 points in 23 minutes. Then he had a 53.3 fantasy point game in the first preseason game against Portland, 30 points, 22 minutes. Knowing that Steph Curry's out, Jordan Poole is always going to be a great play to consider. Put him in my shooting guard spot for right now. The other plays at shooting guard is Bradley Beal, of course. He did have a 27.5 fantasy points against Houston, 18 points, 21 minutes. Then he had a 32.5 fantasy point game in 25 minutes against the Knicks. So Bradley Beal is going to most likely be the highest paid guy on this slate at 8,300 that you can consider. Gary Trent Jr., a great play at 5,300. The usage matrix, he looks like he would have the most usage, especially without OG. Fred VanVleet is now out. Another play was, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but he's 5,000. He had a 26.5 fantasy points against Philly, 18 against Philly in the last two games. Did have an 18 fantasy point game against Boston in 22 minutes. Then he had a 24 fantasy point game against Houston in 20 minutes. So could go this route, especially with OG out. So like this play as well for 5,000. It could go Malachi Flynn. He did have a 25 fantasy point game yesterday with 17 minutes. Without Fred VanVleet playing, could be a great valuable play at 4,400 is Malachi Flynn. Let's go to our next play. Going to our small forwards will be Otto Porter. The fact that he's down to 5,200, I think that's a great safe spot in my opinion. He used to be in the 6K range, but without Curry and Draymond, he had a 21 fantasy point game against the Lakers in 21 minutes, 32.3 fantasy points against Denver in 19 minutes. Then in the first game in the preseason playing Portland, he had a 31.5 fantasy point game in 18 minutes. So as you can see, he does fill up the stat sheet in less minutes of the other guys on the squad. So 5,200 for a guy that Draymond's out, Steph out. Like this play at 5,200. Other plays, he will most likely be a hit or miss is Justin Champagny. He had a 24 fantasy point game against Philly. Then he had a 40.5 fantasy point game against Philly in the last two games. Recently, he had a 12 fantasy point game against Boston in 18 minutes. And then 11 fantasy point game against Houston last game with 14 minutes and 4 fouls. So this guy is a hit or miss, but I wouldn't be surprised if he blows up like he did against Philly. 5,200, I still want to mention him, especially while OG not playing. Something to consider here if you want to look at the Toronto side of things at the small forward position. Let's go to our next play, going to our power forwards. Real consistent is Precious Achiuwa. Now, I like this play at 6,100. He had a 40.8 fantasy point game against Boston, 13 rebounds, 13 points, 29 minutes. Then he had a 28.3 fantasy point game with 25 minutes, 25 fantasy point game in 23 minutes, and then last night with 27.8 fantasy points in 19 minutes against Houston. So like I said, without OG, I like this play for him as well. At power forward, course, you got AD in a great play. I think at 7,500 is still a reasonable price tag for AD here. Definitely give you that 30 plus. Getting him at that price is still a great play. Going to our centers, the only guy I really like here, I mean, he's center eligible, so you could put AD there in that spot. I do like Montrezl Harrell. I love this play for him. In the last 2 games, he did have a 39.5 fantasy point game, 18 points, 6 rebounds in 22 minutes against the Knicks. And then he had a 27.3 fantasy point game versus Houston, 20 minutes, 11 rebounds, 9 points. So $6,400. Do like the spot for Montrezl Harrell and a great play. Let's see. Like I said, you could go Beal at guard if you want to pay up at 83. Forwards, you could put 80 here if you want. And then utility, 54 remaining. You could go to Dragic if you feel like he could finally get some upside without VanVleet. At 54, you go Dragic in this play. I do like Trent Jr. I will more likely have Trent Jr. in my spot at utility, but you feel like the usage bump will be in his favor. Champagne at 52 is in a good play. He will be risky, but if he blows up, that could be a takedown spot. SVI in a good spot at 5,000. So these are my favorite plays, y'all. Like the plays, give a thumbs up. Any questions, comment below. Love y'all. Y'all collect that bag for tonight. It's Mental DFS, and y'all stay blessed. And I'll see y'all in the next video.